right, everybody, welcome to an extended version of W Entertainment Network. I got some great friends on here with me tonight from other networks, and they'll be jumping in on and off all night. We're here to talk football. All right, we got two outstanding games coming up. We got information about Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, coaches. As of today, we have 3 new head coaches positions that have been filled. We'll get to those in a minute. But first, without further ado, I want to bring on a real couple good friends of mine. One of them is new. He's brand new here to W Entertainment Network. He's never been on this network before. He's from the boys over to VRS. He's Minnie. His son is a great friend of mine. He came. Y'all remember when Minnie? He came to Warrior Fest. So, ladies and gentlemen, give up Minnie's dad. Give it up for Pops.
Hey,
done, Pops.
Hey, and, good to be here. I'm surprised you want to talk about Warrior Fest. I thought he embarrassed himself, but that's okay.
No. Your son was a great guy. We loved him to death. He was an awesome dude. And, of course, now there's the next guy on here. And, again, some more will be popping up here in a minute. We're waiting on J-Dub to come in. This next guy needs no introduction anywhere. You know he's a friend of mine. He's one of the hosts here on a W Entertainment Network, the show, the Roy Anthony Show. It's a conversation, not a confrontation. Damn, I'm getting right. I can say that better now. All right. Yeah, be pretty proud, Roy. Guys, give it up for Roy Anthony.
What it do?
Yeah.
What's up, Pops? How you doing, man?
Hey, I like that idea of a conversation without confrontation. That's really, really hard to do nowadays.
Yeah, well, he has it backwards. It's not a confrontation, it's a conversation.
Yeah.
A lot of times we're not able to communicate, just talk. We constantly coming already built up stress and frustration and not haven't heard the other side. So we got to be able to talk. That's what they do at the UN.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I'm not.
I see Roy shows up.
UN, so.
Yeah. Well, I see Roy shows up in his finest attire.
Raiders. I know we don't have a dog in the place.
Hey, wait a minute. Did the Raiders coaching change get in the number? Was there 9 or 10 coaches go down?
Well, we haven't decided yet. You know, who'd you say?
Raiders. There was 10 spots, 10 coaching spots available. It's one of the most in NFL history. 10 of
well,
them.
I don't know if our head coach. We didn't get rid of our head coach. He was just interim, but the NFL rule is that you have to interview at least 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yes. So, but they haven't made that process yet. But I appreciate you repping the Raiders, even though they backed in to the playoffs. Okay?
Well, that makes us a neutral. We don't have a dog in the race of the playoffs, so it's going to make us neutral on what I feel about the playoffs. I'm still an NFL fan to the deepest, and it makes it where I'm a delegate for the Raiders, and I think that we won't be biased because there's some Chiefs fans on here.
Well, I tell you something, that Raiders game started this whole process of a weird-ass playoff. I mean, all the Raiders had to do was tie, and 2 teams could have got in, but then they said, no, we're not going to tie. We're grown men, and we come in, and then that kicked Ben Roethlisberger in because Roethlisberger was out, and he came in and played his last game, and now he's retired. So it's the Raiders' fault that this whole situation happened the way it is, but we welcome you anyway, Roy. Got some people checking in here.
I'm going to tell you something. If we would have kneeled, Pittsburgh don't play y'all be playing the Chargers.
Yeah.
And the Chargers kind of beat Kansas City earlier in the regular season.
So is everything
but he was going to take a knee, but the Chargers act like they was going to take a timeout, and we weren't going to take that chance.
You know what? I remember that was funny because they were all debating what they're going to do. Oh, wait.
Exactly. He takes a timeout with 38 seconds left, like he's trying to save the clock. What you trying to do? Kick a field goal or something? So we can't take that chance.
Yes, okay. Oh, you want to play like that? Okay, guess what? You go home and buy tickets, butthead. You buy tickets, butthead. Yeah. We got Crystal Marie checking in. Says, hi, guys. Hello, Crystal. Thanks for joining us so
Crystal.
Far. Jamie King, what's up, cuz? How you doing, brother? My cousin there, he's probably working on a car. He's a hell mechanic. He probably taking a break. Good for you, brother. Join in. We're going to talk about a little bit about some football. So get ready. All right. We're here to talk to NFL Roundtable. We're going to talk about some topics and, of course, the main topic. and which is playoff football, AFC Championship football. This right here is the reason we're here. There's how it all started.
Yeah.
There's how it all started. And this is why we're here. We're here, and now we're down to this right here.
Yep.
This is where we're at right here.
And I mean, and I don't know. I'd love to see the numbers of people that picked on any. Well, I'm sure there's people that picked on Kansas City that they go all the way, but San Francisco or LA or Cincinnati, how many people picked them to go all the way?
No,
I don't know. Well, I'm on record. I'm on record of picking 49ers to beat Dallas, and they did do that. So I rode with the 49ers for a while, but we'll get to that a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Last thing I seen was Vegas. They about retired after that Chiefs and Buffalo game. Vegas was like, damn. Does anybody want to win?
All the games, some of the games that they was considered as going to be a blowout. See, I'm gonna tell you, I thought it started off with when the Rams played the 49ers. And the 49ers needed to win to get in the playoffs, and they was down by, I think, 14 or 17 points and came back to win that game. So I felt that they went. So who thought that they was going to go into Dallas when Dallas had just beat Washington by like 5 touchdowns? So you thought they was hot. You remember they was mad at the coach that you left them out there and you could risk them being hurt, which now it kind of looks like eggs in his face a little bit. That's why I thought it started with the Rams in the 49ers game and they coming back. Cincinnati's been playing with show money. The amazing thing about Joe Burrows is that Joe Burrows came from an ACL injury last year. Sometimes it takes a player 2 or 3 seasons to get his confidence back.
Yeah.
Right. And especially a quarterback when he's got to work on his timing.
This is his second full year, right?
Yes.
That's what I think, he didn't have a line last year. He still doesn't have a line. That's the scary part. I mean, you just think that he's got his eyes about 3 feet.
But you know what? I think that he doesn't mind taking it. He's always been kind of rough like that. So if you look at his tackles, when he's sacked, he's kind of falling down. He's not like he's having his wind knocked out of him with his back towards the ground. But he has what I like about Cincinnati is that they gave him a comfort zone, which is Chase, because they won the LSU championship.
Yeah,
I mean the national championship at LSU.
That is a dynamite addition to the team. It's one more out for him. He's got Mixon, and he can run the ball, but adding Chase there, that's just one more dimension that opens the field up for him. And it's amazing how they use him running the ball though too. They're running some of these crazy.
They're using him the same way as the 49ers using Deebo Samuel. Okay, same exact way. He's not a player. He's a weapon. Okay, he's not a receiver. He's not a running back. He's a weapon. And right now, that is excellent. That don't always get you very far because if it's easy to shut down one person than it is multiple people. So the defenses will be on that. And he's going against the defense right now, which is the front four are arguably the greatest front four in football right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Von Miller they traded for, brought him in mid-season, okay? You got Aaron McDonald. I don't even need to name no more people. Aaron McDonald right there. I mean, come on. That
Aaron Donald? You mean Aaron Donald? You talking about the Rams defense?
Yeah, Aaron Donald. I'm sorry, I said McDonald. My bad. Aaron Donald, he's a machine, okay? So I'm curious. This is why we play the games.
You know what I look at Cincinnati's offensive line, they say that Joe Burrows got tackled, sacked 9 times. But their line is kind of like I think that they put up a camouflage because their running game all of a sudden opens up right when you're thinking that, they can get in and, they dominating this offensive line. Next thing you see a running game and a screen plays being executed, perfectly.
Yeah, they although to be honest with you, he took 2 sacks that took him out of a field goal range and just blew me away. I mean, 15 and 20 yard sacks. And
those were his fault.
And he still backed up and got dropped. It just blew. I was throwing shit at the screen. Let's put it that way.
Right. And those 2 sacks you're talking about were his fault. Because if he had spun a different way and did something different, it wouldn't have been as bad. It would drop down right there. Don't spin out and run backwards a bunch.
Right.
You got a guy hot on you.
Yeah.
Right. And he'll learn these things. This cat will learn these things. He's already got raw, God-given talent now. He's going to keep getting better. There's 3 quarterbacks right now in the AFC your ass better stand by for. Mahomes, Josh Allen, and now Burrow. Okay, stand by. These gentlemen.
Did you see that report on Mahomes on him in pressure situations and his heart rate?
Yeah, did you see that?
How cool he is. And and they got his heart rate at 170 beats a minute. Watching a field goal attempt.
Watching, but when he's playing,
no, that's not cool.
When he's playing, no.
That's your heart trying to come out of your chest.
Yeah.
When he's playing, you got to shake him. When he's playing, you got to shake him to see if he's alive. They clock him. He's like 80 something when he's playing. I mean,
because
I get 105 going to the refrigerator.
He didn't panic. It seemed like he didn't panic when it was 13 seconds left. It seemed like he just walked out of the smooth. So for you to say his heart was beating at because of the field goal,
right?
Because guess what? It's like me. I won't bet on the horses unless I ride one. I'm gonna bet on the horse because I believe. You know what I'm saying? He's cool when he has the ball, but when you're putting it in somebody else's hands, then you're wondering, do they have the same intensity as I do?
Well, the neat part though that I thought of the study, because he wears, I don't know whether he wears a wristband or wears a chest deal that shows his heart rate.
On the back of his left arm, you'll see a square bump there. That's what that is. They monitor. And a lot of players wear that. Some wear it on the inside of their thigh.
Yeah.
A lot of people wear these. So the NFL's changed so much since the days I played football. They got all these things to keep you, and they know when you're hurt, whether you want to admit it or not. See? So.
Well, that's the wild part. I'm an auto racing nut. And the stuff they've done to auto racing now, they've got a earpiece that is actually a receiver for the driver, but it actually tells the heart rate. I mean, it tells the G-forces, and this tiny little piece that fits in your ear like a hearing aid. It's amazing that the technology that's moved forward finally.
Right.
Wouldn't that be
guys,
something that it could give you subliminal thoughts and stuff like real quick? They said, hit left. And all of a sudden your body moves. You're like, hey, didn't even.
Hey, what the hell? Guys, if you're joining in, thank you for joining in right now. We're here with Roy Anthony from the Roy Anthony Show. Catch him every Tuesday and Thursday, 12 to noon. We're here with a good friend of mine, Minnie's dad, Pops. You catch him on the Sports Church on a VRS. He correct me if I'm wrong, Pops. Wasn't you a NASCAR announcer for NASCAR?
I did a whole bunch of different announcing. I started out. This will crack you up. I started out I was upset because I couldn't get any coverage on television in the Milwaukee market. Milwaukee is an unbelievable racing community. The whole state of Wisconsin is crazy, and I couldn't. The newspapers would give you a little bit of coverage. Radio, you got nothing, and television, you got nothing. And that was just when Cablevision came into play. And they had community access. And so I went through all the, I don't know what you call it, the training to become a producer. Started out just learning how to run a camera and record stuff, and started doing stuff on local and throwing on local access. And I can't remember what the reason was, but anyway, Bob Jenkins and Larry Newber, who were both announcers for ESPN, were in town for a Milwaukee mile race. And they stopped out at the local track where I was doing recording for the midgets. Next thing you know, I'm sending my tapes to ESPN, and so that got me going into auto racing. And from there on down, I just kind of snowballed. I was a producer for them, and then did all kinds of crazy stuff, and then had my own show on Channel 18 in Milwaukee. But it was all stuff that needed to fill a gap that wasn't there, and we got unbelievable ratings because no one else did it. It was funny how I was mad, and I guess other people were mad too, and they really enjoyed it. I guess that's the best way to say it.
Yeah. Well, you got supply and demand. That's how you make money. Supply and demand.
Yeah, and that was it.
Economics.
We went from the number 4 network in Milwaukee to the number 1 network for news, simply because my program was running I ran Mondays and Fridays on Channel 18, and it was like within 3 months time we went from number 4 in network in the nation, or not nation, but in the city, up to number 1, and it was all because of a 3-minute report I did 2 times a week.
There you go, brother. So welcome. Appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate what you did for sports. Sports is one of those things that some people care about it and some people don't. But sports has it's a necessary evil. A lot of people enjoy watching it. It's a calming factor to them. Like some people don't like comedy, some people love comedy. It's a common factor to them. So what you did, sir, you did something in your area. You can consider yourself a pioneer. Okay, and we thank you. Thank you for what you did.
How many celebrity drivers did you meet? I know you had to meet them all.
That was the amazing part, is that because there was so little racing on television, once they found out I had access to TV, it was at least once a week that someone was popping into the network saying, "Hey, you got a couple of minutes with me?" I mean, think about this. A week after Bobby Rahal announced that he was forming his own team, I was able to ask Bobby Rahal, "What the hell are you doing?" Because he had just won the Indianapolis 500.
Right.
He finished second 2 times before that. He's won a championship, and all of a sudden he's saying, "I want to be my own man." And his answer was, "I got to look to the future." Now you look at the future was, since then he won 3 championships. He's done very, very well, and now he's got his son coming up. And so Rahal Racing now it's got Graham Rahal, and it was all because he wanted to do something for himself. He didn't want to always be a sideline player. He wants to be the boss. Yeah. And he did. And you think about it, this is a guy that, I don't know. It's just amazing. You watch these guys take chances and come out ahead. Milwaukee, you think about it, you got Alan Quickie comes out of there. Matt Kenseth comes out of there. 2 NASCAR champions. Now, this is, Wisconsin's not a big state as far as racing goes, but they do have an awful lot of talented people coming out of there.
Right. And so, guys, if you want to listen to him talk more about NASCAR, tune in on Sports Church. He's got his own segment on Sports Church on VRS Network on Sundays. I believe it's 6 Eastern time, or excuse me, 6 Central. I believe is when it.
Yeah, 7 Eastern.
Yeah, there you go. So catch him on there, and they talk about MMA. They talk about NFL. They do some baseball. They don't talk much NBA because nobody on there knows how to play it, I guess.
None of them are tall enough.
No, they're tall enough to play it. So, but it has been mentioned, and I'm a part-time guest on there now, so I'll be going on there as well sometimes. And I don't do much. I talk a little bit of football and give you all some stupid commentary about some dumb stuff. So tune in and get you and laugh, guys. Let's steer this more toward the NFL now. Since the season was over, or during the season, since it was over, we've officially had 10 coaching vacancies. 10. Man, I don't know last time we had that many, but it's been long ago. And as of right now, 3 of those spots have been filled. The Broncos have a new head coach, offensive coordinator named Hackett from Green Bay. The Bears, I don't know the guy's name, but he was a defensive coordinator for the Bears. I think they should have went offensive myself, because that's where they need to tighten up more is on the offense. But whatever. You put the right people around you, that won't matter. Bill Belichick put some good people around him. He's defensive minded, so And then before I came in here and turned the computer on, Papa and I was talking. The Giants now have a new head coach, so that leaves us at 7. Excuse me, there were 9. Yeah, so we're at 6 more people that need to find coaches. We got two quarterbacks. One of them's 85% gone. He ain't come out and said it yet, but according to his wife, Tom Brady's wife, he's done. Okay. And then,
well, you gotta have it.
It is funny. I'm a married man.
Can I play some more?
Yeah.
Honey, can I go out and play some more?
I'm a happily married man, MMA fighter, played football. But my wife's a redhead, okay? I'll bolster her up and say, "You're going to do what I say, woman." Three rooms away under my breath, okay? 3 rooms away under my breath. So we all know how it works. If you want to stay married, you listen. But I guess she's having a real problem with it. She comes to the games. She sees it get hit. And listen, if your wife ain't happy, you ain't happy. We all know that. So, he's going. And then we lost Big Ben. And Aaron Rodgers is up in the air. Now, we'll get to Aaron Rodgers in a second. But Big Ben retired. He didn't take long making his decision. I want both of y'all's opinion. Roy, you go first. Big Ben, first ballot Hall of Fame or not?
Well, yeah, he's the first, of course. Especially since he won the Super Bowl, and he was always a contender. But you could tell that he won 2 Super Bowls, right? Yeah. But you can tell, like, especially this last season, I see no mobility at all. This season, it was like Frankenstein, and your pride is bringing damage to the team. So, I mean, he went out in the playoffs. He still made it to the playoffs, but I think that he's a first round Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about that. And he's always going to be loved in Philly. He didn't be traded. I think he stayed. That's his whole. He stayed there the whole time. His whole career has been in Philadelphia. In Pittsburgh, right? So I think that he did himself justice in stuff before he did.
In spite of some of the stupid stuff he did, he stayed in Pittsburgh the whole career. I was surprised he did, to be honest with you. I thought they would have canned him many, many moons ago.
Right.
You think so?
Well, if it wouldn't have been him, it wouldn't have been who it was. He won 2 Super Bowls with 2 different coaches.
Right.
Okay, that's impressive. So you got that resume. Guys, I want to welcome in another one of our guys here. This gentleman right here is a damn good friend of mine. He's from BV Nation Radio, all things BV Nation. He's a big redneck like me, good guy. Kind of good-looking dude, too. Ask his girlfriend, sexy girlfriend, that's her name. Anyway, guys, give a big WO Entertainment Network welcome to Mr. J-Dub.
What's up, gang?
Welcome.
Hey, what's up, J-Dub? What's up with you?
Hey, Roy, my boy, what's going on, man?
You got it, man. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good, bro. Good. And by the way, Richie, you still suck. So
thank you, J-Dub.
There you go, Roy. That's for Roy. That was for you right there.
Because he's always hitting me up with that and stuff, and I'll be like, man, even in the homies in the neighborhoods, I'll be like, man, that's how redneck is and stuff, man. And stuff. But it's good to see you, J-Dub.
What do you got, J-Dub? What do you get on your back window?
That is a sticker for a club that I actually I work with. They're a local watch group for out in this area. So Beaver Creek Guardians is who they are. So do a lot of first aid stuff, working with first responders, things of that nature. So it's like I said, it's a local neighborhood watch group and stuff. And a lot of us got those tags on the windows of our rigs, so that way we can tell who's who and whatnot. So
nice. Well, I don't know if you heard or not. The question we posed is, talk about Big Ben, and is he a first-round Hall of Famer?
The only thing I see holding him up, honestly, is the whole friggin' scandal stuff they had going on here not too long ago, or here a little while back. The sexual assault allegations that he was going up against.
But that's like 6 or 7 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. But that would be the only hang up I can see. If they can get past that, then yeah, absolutely. He'd be right in there for a shot.
Did he was he guilty or what?
No.
Did they just do agreements outside of court, or what did they end up doing with that?
No, I think he told her to kick rocks. I don't think he paid her anything, did he?
I don't know. I think there may have been something. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll have to double check that and see.
I'd love to Google it, but I can't because somebody decided they're gonna take over the studio computer on a show night. I'm just like, really, bro? Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we appreciate you limping in. Limping in there. Yeah. Glad you're here. I think he's should be a first round Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer. And I'll tell you why. I mentioned a while ago. He's won 2 Super Bowls, which anybody seems like can win one. Okay, they get you an invite. They get you maybe a seat at the table, right?
Yeah.
They don't get your name on there. Two proves you wasn't no fluke. Okay, but he did something a lot of people haven't did. He won 2 Super Bowls with 2 different head coaches. Okay, and he stayed at the same franchise. He stayed at the same franchise his whole career. His numbers. I mean, look, his draft class. The 3 quarterbacks in his draft class were Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, and Big Ben. Those are your 3 major ones. Yeah. That started out with scandal. If you remember correctly, Eli Manning got drafted by the San Diego Chargers. He threw a fit, become a crybaby. I ain't playing. Didn't want to hold up the jersey. They traded for Phillip Rivers. Okay, Phillip said, "I'll go for him and play. I don't care. Pay me." He went out there and played. Well, he didn't win 2 Super Bowls. Eli did. Eli won 2 Super Bowls. Ben did. Is he better than Eli Manning? I think so. Because sometimes during Eli Manning's seasons, he was terrible. He was raunchy. He was bad. I don't think Ben Roethlisberger, the bad seasons were on Ben Roethlisberger. I don't think Roethlisberger it was a call to some of the bad seasons. Now, did he have more help? I mean, come on, he had the bus for the first one. I mean,
the bus, Hines Ward, those guys, and Big Ben was a way more consistent quarterback than what Eli Manning was. Big Ben played at a constant high level for years and years and years. There's very, very seldom you ever seen him dive off or anything else like that. Eli, he was so up and down, man, especially there at the tail end of his career. He didn't get the send off that, we saw, this year with Roethlisberger. So, no, I agree with you. I'm not a Steelers fan by any means, consider the fact that one of those Super Bowl wins came at the expense of my Seahawks. But you know what? That's the way it goes, man. So, but Big Ben.
Hey, I'm trying to wonder now, though. I looked it up myself, J-Dub, and it said that he settled out of court, and this is on ESPN.
Okay.
I wonder. I thought he may have.
Over rape at Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
Now, when you settle out of court, that kind of is a admission to guilt.
Yeah.
And I think that would be the only flaw because, your NFL is based around the wives.
Right. Well, I mean, it's like in other sports, too. We can say the same thing about, like, Kobe as a prime example.
Yeah.
Same thing. Same exact scenario happened with him. We all know Kobe's going in.
Well, we don't know yet. Sometimes
he's going in.
Kobe's going in.
Want to hope that.
No, I would agree with you, Roy. Except when he cracked. I would agree with you.
Have they initially said that? I would like to believe they would, but I know they was going to do a memorial, but they haven't actually said anything about, unless you know something I haven't heard.
Well, just the way he went out in the helicopter crash, he's getting in. There'll be, because nobody's going to want to vote against him. In fear that,
Exactly. But you would think that, but in this country nowadays, man.
You're talking sports writers here, and they are the weirdest.
Weirdest
people.
Yeah.
I mean,
weirdos.
They get some ideas and they go with them. I mean, the whole Hall of Fame idea has been bastardized so bad that now they're taking things in consideration like negotiations. They go, give me a break. Is he or is he not one of the best players that they ever had available? You look at what they did with the Baseball Hall of Fame this year.
I was about to say Bonds.
I know, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. He wasn't found guilty or nothing, but they still didn't his third try. And he still hasn't been.
He's that guy going under the veteran deal, and that's a shame.
He was found guilty in a court of public opinion and and that seems like that's quite a bit right there in court of public opinion. We lost Jade up. He'll be back in a second. All right, let's put Big Ben to bed there. We all agreeing he's going to be in.
Yeah.
with 2 Super Bowls and the way he did them and stuff like that.
I got an asterisk on mine. I don't totally agree. I got an asterisk, Mark.
Well, what I'm saying is he's going to get in. I don't know if it's going to be first ballot, but he's going to get in. I mean, you almost have to with 2 Super Bowls and 2 different coaches. That right there is a rarity. All right, let's move on to Tom Brady. I've seen a stat that Giselle is 85. Giselle is at 85%. He's not returning. Okay, he hadn't made a comment, but if your wife ain't happy, you ain't happy. But is Tom Brady? Is he going to play another season? Roy, start with you.
You know, I think Tom Brady's recognizing his kids are getting older. His wives and girlfriends, you know, she's always said that since he left New England. You know, I think that comes into the stance where, you know, man, I think it's his kids. If anything, his kids are getting older. They used to be cute. You remember, had the pictures, and he went in the Super Bowl with New England. But now it seems like, okay, because I don't know what more he has to prove.
Well, but the problem with that is that what do you do after he retires?
Commentate.
And that's got to be the big consideration for him. You know, what is he going to do when football's over?
I mean, he's 45 years old.
What I'm getting at. What is he going to do to make himself happy?
You can only fish so much.
I think that he can still be like, hey, he's a quarterback coach. He can be expensive. I just don't see him where he's putting his body out there. You know, because I was watching him and he kind of slinks down. I hate to see him where his pride kept him in there one more season. Right. He really gets hurt, and next thing you know, this is something you just don't heal from. I think at this age, it's kind of hard for him to get past an ACL breakage or something like that.
Yeah, not only that,
that's always a possibility. But I mean, he put so many years into it because we done pretty doggone good in this many years, and I haven't been hurt bad.
You got to figure if he's 50 years old, sitting at Thanksgiving dinner, he just starts slobbering. You know, because all this stuff is caught up with him. It's all caught up with him. You know, Giselle's got to wipe his ass for him. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
J-Dub, what says you?
You know, as far as with Tom Brady, how much longer he's got?
Is he playing next year or not?
I don't know, man. You know, we thought Tom Brady was done 5 years ago. You know, but he's
well. I mean,
he's one of those players that rides the high. Is what he does. He rides the high, and he'll ride it out till he can't ride that bad boy no more. I would not be surprised to see him try and fill up those last 3 fingers. If he tries to fill those last 3 fingers, we can see him being around a little bit longer. I don't know if he'll make it to 50. If he does, he's done. Yeah. He'll go down as the oldest freaking quarterback I've ever known to play the game.
I thought that he wanted to prove a point to Bill Belichick. That's why he went and joined another team. He proved it. He got a Super Bowl. He been to the playoffs the second time. Yeah. New England hasn't. So I think that you done made a point. That was something personal. I think he made a point. You don't need to do it no more.
No, I agree.
Right. Roy, you're correct. He hit on that too. But here's the deal. Since then, his wife has been more verbal about it. His wife's talking about, look, I can't take him getting hit. I crunch up, and she does. During that playoff game, you look up at her, she's putting her head down. Even when he made a beautiful pass and got out of the sack, she put her head down. She's not going. I mean, they don't need the money. It ain't about the money either. Because I mean, come on, she's the most highest paid supermodel ever. Okay, he's the highest paid quarterback for the longest time. I don't know. I'm going to say
listen to his wife. I mean,
I'm going to say he's done. He's done because I retired from cage fighting at 42 years old. I wanted to fight. I wanted to keep going. I enjoyed it. Wife came to me. She goes, "I want you to be able to remember your grandkids. Okay, remember their names. Remember your kids' names." I said, "Well, I don't like my kids anyway. Screw them. But I want to remember my grandkids, right?" And she was right. My wife came to me And I listen to her. I mean, 42 years old is a long time to fight the cage. Most of them guys are around 35, 36 years old. Chuck Liddell, one of my heroes, a guy I met and loved the guy, he fought to 36 years old. He said he couldn't do it no more. Here my fat ass is in there until 42 years old winning. It's time to walk. It's time to walk. And I'm better for it.
You can walk.
Yeah,
right.
I do limp, but that ain't from cage fight. That's from the Marines.
You could have been like on the what's that? The Nutty Profession. You walking over, but you limping back.
You're limping back. Yeah. I limp. It ain't from the cage. I limp from, but yeah. So I understand the woman's point of view. My wife, she said the same thing. He needs to go. Of course, I think she's don't want him to compete with Aaron Rodgers, but it's her deal. But she, as a woman's perspective, I think a lot of women would testify and agree that they'd want at 45 years old, they want their man. Look, there's so much things we haven't did. Your kids now, they're getting that age. Maybe you can help them with sports. Maybe you coach a high school team. I don't know. Will he ever coach the NFL? I don't know.
I see him in the booth. He's doing commercials and everything. I can see him in the booth. NBC or one of them going to give him a nice contract. And
you can bet that's coming.
He's going to be he's going to be taking over for Mr. Troy Aikman here pretty soon. That's what he's going to be doing.
God, I hope so. God, I hope so.
Yeah. I can see that happening, J-Dub. I can see that because Troy is supposed to be going to one of them satellites. He's teaming up with Michaels or somebody like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's bouncing out with them, so who knows, man?
Take him and Joe Buck at the same time. I mean, hell, me and Roy will commentate for them too. Hell, we'll do it. Me and Roy do it. Just pay us a decent amount of money, and Roy and I commentate for Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I can't stand them too.
We're gonna get suspended. Watch, we're gonna end up saying
first game we're done. First game we're out. First game we're done. Why are you firing us? You can't call somebody a cocksucker pimp on live TV. What are you doing?
It don't work like that. It don't work like that.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I got to bounce out of here. Quick pick, right quick, for this weekend.
All right, hang on just a second, J-Dub. Right, go ahead.
Bill, what is the over under for this weekend?
7.
Right, hang on just a second. You got Kansas City 7 points. And the over-under I got was 54.5.
Yeah, that's the latest one I had too.
All right. What about the San Francisco and Rams game?
All right.
3.5.
3.5 is what I got. And 45.5 is the over.
I got Rams and Chiefs both on the under.
Yeah, that's a pretty good guess.
Chiefs, and you want the under, right?
Yep, for both.
All right.
And we're holding you to it.
Yeah, right. You know what? It's going to be much worse than how I did last weekend. This last week was horrible. I think I called 2 games. I called one the outcome as far as who was going to win correctly.
Yeah.
Right.
And the only other thing I got right was the Rams on the over.
Yeah.
That was it.
I couldn't believe the Bengals score last week. That was crazy. I figured that was going to be a shootout, and it sure as hell didn't turn out to be a shootout.
Last weekend was a weekend of the field goals minus the Kansas City game.
Yeah.
That was
minus 13 seconds. Yeah.
Well, that went in overtime itself. With the field goal. Needs the field goal to tie it up to go to overtime.
What would you say? 21 points and 2 minutes, was that?
21 points.
Yeah, something like that. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. J-Dub, brother, appreciate you coming in. Maybe now, since you hosted one and we hosted one, let's see if VRS will host the Super Bowl one.
I know, right? That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, get them on and let them.
We'll have to bring it up because we're doing the show. We're doing the sports church tomorrow morning at unbelievably 10 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, that's too early for me. I'm West Coast, man. It's like 7 in the morning for me. It's like, nope. No, it's Saturday morning, bro.
You ain't having none of it. I understand. Well, if you need me for that, Pops, send me a link and I'll jump on it with you guys.
Cool, sounds good.
All right, J-Dub, brother. Pops, hey, man, we love you.
Roy,
take care of
yourself. All right, J-Dub, man. God bless you, bro.
You too, brother. We'll catch y'all later.
All right, for sure.
Later.
Good dude.
From BB Nation Radio, man. Yeah, he's a good dude. Knowledgeable man. I mean, he don't come unprepared. He won't talk about it if he don't know what he's talking about. So that's good.
And let me ask y'all both a question. What does the over and under when you gambling on that? What is that?
It's a Vegas ball. It's Vegas. It's like the vigorish. It's like for example, if Tampa Bay in a heyday was playing the Jets, nobody bet against Tampa Bay. So they'd have to have points. They have to, if Tampa Bay don't score 14, if they got a 14-point lead and score 12, Jets win.
So we saying the total score, would you say is over that, or is that what that 45.5?
Right. I mean, that means he said he don't think the two teams combined is going to make up to 45.5 points.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what yeah. And so we'll get to that later. All right. So Tom Brady
with the Rams and Chiefs on.
Yeah. Both of them on the under for both games. Yep. All right, so we got Tom Brady. Now, Aaron Rodgers. Let's move on to Aaron Rodgers here. This guy, there's something wrong with this guy. This guy looks like he steals Cadillac converters to me. I mean, this is what he looks like. He's hanging around somewhere and steals Cadillac converters.
The problem is he's a brainiac.
That's what it is.
And he just gets into shit that he just can't get out of. It's amazing.
Yeah. Now, Pops, start with you on this question about him. Do you think he intentionally lied about his vaccination status? I mean, I don't care about vaccinations. I think all that's silly. But the NFL asked him point blank, "Are you vaccinated?" And he said, "Well, I'm immunized."
Right.
Okay.
That's his brain plan. I'm too smart for you. I'll tell you what I want to tell you. You won't understand it, but that's okay by me. And that's the way he thinks. He's smarter than everybody else. He's going to prove it.
And it worked until, week 8? What it was? Week 6, whatever it was. It worked until then. But, Roy, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to tell you that, people say this a lot. He didn't lie. He just did not give them the answer that they was wanting to hear. See, when we say vaccinated, we're going by what is out that the FDA has approved, which is the Moderna, Pfizer, and the Johnson & Johnson back and forth. What he said is, and that's what a lot of others are saying, is that they have other ways for immunization, right? So he knew what they was asking. So that's where I say that he didn't lie, but he manipulated the question. Yeah. He knew what they was asking because it's very common. We've been asking the same thing for over a year. That's why it was partial games. He knew what they was asking, but he was letting them catch up to it. What happened is it backfired. It's like my grandmother said, don't let your good be spoken evil of. It backfired on him. And so then it looked like he was telling a lie. When he knows. Now, where I felt that he was selfish because eventually he did catch it.
Yeah, and it cost him a game. With his penalties. Yeah. Okay, I got 10 teams that I think Aaron Rodgers could go to. I think he's leaving. I think he's absolutely out of Green Bay. Okay, and we're gonna go over these. A couple of these. Or no, but it could be a possibility. We'll start with the AFC side. And Pops and I talked about this earlier. Miami Dolphins.
No. You got two young guys there, Tua and the other guy when Tua was hurt. They got a nice core right there. I see him kind of being a disruptive.
Yeah.
How you
disrupt whatever they put together.
Right. Well, remember, they got no head coach. So if a head coach came in, if he wanted to make a splash, Aaron Rodgers would be his huckleberry to do it because they got some talent. So,
but see, then you lose the respect of those who's been through the turmoil down there, players, because what are we going to do? And wherever Aaron Rodgers goes, you're going to have to give him the red carpet. You can't just act like he's just a regular quarterback coming in. You got to be somebody who. If he went to AFC, I could see him traded for Herbert.
Adams,
that's what it is.
Devontae Adams
I beg your pardon?
is leaving. Devontae Adams is leaving. He's a free agent, okay?
Yeah.
If a guy want to bring both them two in, man, that puts a team up there. So, but yeah,
I can't see them being able to afford both of them, though. That's the problem.
Yep.
DeJounte's in for money.
Okay. The second team, Pittsburgh Steelers. Now the Ben's gone.
They ain't gonna.
Okay.
They already feel like they're in a rebuild, and they're gonna want to get somebody who's at least second and third year that they can, instead of how many years has Aaron Rodgers been in now? 9, 10,
11. He's older than people think he is.
He's 5 years under. Ben's been in 16 years.
Big Ben played 18 years.
It was 18. I thought it was 16.
No, it's 18. Yeah, because it was 2 years shy of 20. Yeah,
okay,
so he came in around. I don't know if he came in before Ben or after Ben. He's been a long time. All right, let's move on. Let's go up. Houston. I doubt the Houston Texans he'll go to Houston Texans. They need a quarterback, but again, their coach is gone. So the one name in the AFC though that possibly could get him is the Denver Broncos, because Denver Broncos brought in Green Bay's offensive coordinator as their new head coach.
But
they got money.
Yeah. I think he wants to go to a better climate. Every time football season starts, he's a surfer. He's if I'm not mistaken, he's from the West Coast, and I do believe that it's kind of hard for him to keep wanting to come and play in the winter and then go home in the off season back in that warm area. I think I could see him going more of a warm climate.
All right. Fair enough. Let's go. Maybe the Washington Redskins, because he has ties with their head coach. All right. This one I don't know, Pops, if he will, but you and I discussed it earlier. But if he wanted to be an ass wipe, he can go to the Bears.
Well,
no, that's a good possibility.
That would be tough for him, but that would be something he could do. There's no way, because he would love to say, this team ain't so bad after all. Matter of fact, we played these guys 2 times this year. Oh yeah, this will be fun. He just in spite of it. Number one, it's not a money issue. He's going to set his legacy is going to be where he goes from here.
Right. Absolutely.
You didn't have the team that I think he should go. I think that he should go to, if I was Green Bay, because they're not going to let him go without getting something in return. Either he's going to retire or they got to get something back in return. If I was Green Bay, you send him to San Diego and you bring Herbert. I'm telling you, because they have not picked up Herbert's rookie. They have not offered him an extension on his rookie contract, which is what he's on.
Oh, they don't do that no more.
Oh yeah,
Ricky's
3 years.
5-year contracts.
No, he hasn't got no extension. Herbert hasn't got no extension. This was first year he played without the coach that drafted him. And I think that Aaron Rodgers will go good with the West Coast. They be playing in LA.
Right, but then here's the thing. Going to AFC West, you have to play Mahomes twice.
I think he takes it as a challenge.
He might
He
have.
never said he doesn't like competing. He don't like the organization he's at.
Yeah, you don't. All right. There's another team. This team here's got the money, got the pieces in play. But it all depends on what Tom Brady does. I'm talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's your warm climate. He's in the NFC. They got the pieces. Mike Evans is a good receiver. They got some money. They can bring in Devontae.
Man, he ain't gonna want to play for no Bruce Arians. He don't want to play for no Bruce Arians. Tom Brady humbled himself. I don't see. If they keep Bruce Arians, he's not gonna play for Bruce Arians.
You know what? Now this is something. What happens if he says, they're saying that it was all about the quarterback, but Belichick and the quarterback. I go back and see if maybe I go play for Belichick and see what we do together. I just, forget.
Oh, go to New England.
I'm saying, he may be able to say, I think we could really have fun with that.
Hey.
Ooh.
You scratch my back. Now, you know what, Pops?
What's that?
That is a great. I didn't see that one. That's right.
And they got money to bring in Devontae Adams because they don't have a weapon for him.
Right.
Well, they got a good running back, but they don't have any receivers.
Yeah, and I mean that is, I mean it's a mind game, but I just think that it's a challenge that he would love to set up. I think.
Guys, we got some getting ready to join us here. He's the co-host with Roy. He's one of Roy Anthony's hosts on the Roy Anthony Show. Please give a warm welcome to Big Hank. What's up, Big Hank?
What's going on, fellas? What's happening with it?
We're talking a little football.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, man. Let me turn this Laker game down there since y'all talking football. Let me turn this motherfucker down.
Yeah, you turn that damn thing down.
So what do you think about my idea that Rodgers goes to Belichick in New England?
No, man. Well, I mean, shit, they got it. Belichick, he could pull some shit off. I don't know, man. Rodgers is more of a. I don't know if he can play up under that Belichick program. Rodgers is more of a wild dude, man. He ain't not no Tom Brady, play by the rules type of dude. Rodgers don't do that kind of stuff, man. Rodgers more of a wild dude, man. He's not no play by the book kind of guy. And Belichick, you got to stay. In Belichick's team, you got to play by the rules. You got to stay in a certain area. You can't do the shit you want to do. And Rodgers is more of a free will, man. He kind of more of a free will type of dude. That's just my opinion.
I kind of agree a little bit, but if there's any coach that can handle him, it'd be Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
If there's any coach that can handle him, keep him going. But I don't know. But that was good. I mean, bringing him up, that's fine. I mean, the last team I had was New Orleans, but I put this down before Sean Payton left today. Okay, Sean Payton, or not yesterday. I mean, he stepped down. So there goes my pick for.
Well, what you mean? He resigned on his own? He wasn't fired?
Yeah. No, he wasn't fired. They came to a mutual agreement that he stepped away. That's what they call stepping away. So they're in the process right now, getting another head coach in there.
Oh, he's going to San Diego Chargers. We need Sean Payton at Los Angeles Chargers.
He getting ready to go to Dallas, man. He going to Dallas. He's very good. He's very good friends with Jerry Jones.
Yeah, but Jerry Jones just qualified today that Mike McCarthy is fine for one more season. He's good.
He got one more season. One more, though.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
One more. Well, the thing about Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones can guarantee all he wants to, but as long as he owns a team, they suck. They suck. I mean, he's made some of them decisions he's made over the years was his fault. His doing. The way he treated Jimmy Johnson, one of the best coaches he's ever had. I mean, you don't fire a man who got the knowledge to win more Super Bowls. You just don't do that.
But I think that you mature though. You learn from your mistakes. Plenty of times Jerry Jones have heard this over and over and over and over. I'm pretty sure Now today I heard some interesting stuff.
He's a white billionaire. He's a white billionaire. He thinks he could buy everybody. Jerry Jones hadn't learned nothing. I mean, all these years.
He learned that from George Steinbrenner. What's his name? Steinbrenner, the one who owned the Yankees.
Yeah.
He said, he would buy his way into a World Series. I get all the players.
How'd that work? How'd that work?
So, it worked good with Steinbrenner. Not too good with Jerry Jones, though.
Jerry Jones.
Yep, Yankees was winning, but
Yankees won every year back then. They was winning. They was either there or won it.
It was either Yankees or Atlanta when I was coming up. Yankees or Atlanta.
Yankees still got more Super Bowls than anybody else. 27 was the last count I seen online.
World Series, you mean?
World Series.
World Series, I'm sorry. Yeah, World Series, they have, I think 27.
Oh, yeah.
Behind them was the Cardinals. So, it was a huge discrepancy. So,
very much. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I still like what Pop said. I could see, wait a minute, before you go, I could see where Aaron Rodgers could probably test himself to see if he can play under the system of Belichick. Now, yes, we know he's free spirit and stuff, but he's also a person who like to break the norms when other people saying just like you were saying that he ain't going to go up on the system, Belichick it. I think that they could kind of both work with each other in what they call, what you said earlier, Redneck, public opinions. I think they both can break public opinions if they might take that chance.
Yeah. Well, we're certainly going to find out. It's going to be an interesting off season. We're going to find out about them guys. We got 6 more coaching positions that are open. Okay. And I want to know how many of these guys, there's 6 left. How many black coaches are going to fill these spots? Roy?
What's the teams? Well, what's the teams? What's the 6 teams?
Hang on a second.
I know the Raiders aren't on there.
No.
I know they have to.
Raiders, there's Jacksonville. Okay, I lost that piece of paper. I had them wrote down. Miami Dolphins, Houston Texans. Okay, Denver's already filled. Bears, they've already filled theirs. New Orleans Saints now. Seattle Seahawks still decide what they want to do, and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wait a minute, did the coach from Seattle leave? He's been fired? I thought they was giving him one more year.
They didn't say it. See, that's the thing. We've heard nothing out of him.
Yeah. Russell Wilson don't know if he wants to stay.
Right, good.
I know they're working with Russell Wilson. If he going to say, but I didn't know there was anything about the coach change.
Yeah, there was last I checked. They're not sure because he's not sure what he wants to do. You know, he's getting up in age.
That's Pete Carroll, right?
Yeah, Pete Carroll. Yeah, he's limping on the sidelines. You know, he's got a lot of grandkids that are getting ready to play the game. I mean, that's getting up in there when your grandkids are starting to play at, you know, and I don't mean in high school. I mean in college and NFL.
Right.
You know, I've never heard any concrete anything. I ain't seen an announcement or anything about what they're doing out in Seattle. That's why I don't put them down as needing a coach. I put them down as I don't know, because I know
there's only one black
coach.
But to answer your question, there's only one black coach that I think that's out there that I would love to see somebody get, and that's Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. I think that he has proven to be that he can take. He's the only one who's been able to master Andy Reid's offense schemes and stuff. I think Bieniemy.
Eric Bieniemy.
He's good, but I'm gonna tell you where you're wrong. I'm gonna tell you how you're wrong. Eric Bieniemy don't call the plays in Kansas City. He don't. Andy Reid calls the plays in Kansas City. Of his coaching tree, nobody except Doug Peterson has won a Super Bowl. Well, and you got Dermott out there. He's a great coach. Doug Peterson is the most recent one. He went to a team that was already set up to win. They won the Super Bowl. After they won the Super Bowl, they fired him because he couldn't do nothing. Matt Nagy, he went to the Bears. He shit his pants. He's out. Okay.
Yeah, but you said they're talking about black quarterbacks. Coaches. I think that Bieniemy to me is. I just don't want to lose him to Kansas City because since he's been in Kansas City, that's when they won the Super Bowl. And Reid has been there. He's been there with Alex Smith. They never got to where it was when Bieniemy and Mahomes.
Doug Peterson, Nagy, right. And you're correct, but here's the thing. I don't fault any man for wanting to better himself. I absolutely want him. Problem is, I'm scared. I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's going to be a bust. And you got all these comments again. Well, you know, they just hired him because he's black instead of hiring him because he knows what he's doing. I think Caldwell should get another shot because Caldwell could coach. He's been on some terrible teams, and they were doing good with him. He didn't have enough time, and they didn't give him the general managers he had never gave him the proper resources, aka a good quarterback. Okay, on any of them. So I've had this conversation with tens of several people, and they're all, half of them are split right down the center. Bieniemy's a great guy. Love the dude. I met him up in St. Joe, Missouri. Awesome dude, man. He that little voice he's got, and he's got a lot of fire. But Andy Reid calls the plays. Andy Reid runs that team, and his last 3 people who left him have bombed.
Yeah, now I totally agree that Andy Reid do call out the more makes the decision on the play, but Andy Reid still been the coach who ran offensive plays since he was in Philadelphia. He had Donovan McNabb, he had Terrell Owens, and they couldn't get it to work. The glue that made it work is Coach Bieniemy. Because to the players,
is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is what brought him everybody. Eric Bieniemy could have coached
a very good. Well, see, that's a whole different because that's a new phase of quarterback. Him and Josh Allen are the new quarterbacks with the slant passes. I'm just saying if Bieniemy had to get them to regulate that. Remember, sometimes, all right, I'm gonna give you an example. If they had listened to Andy Reid, do they beat Buffalo lately? Because the call that was called by Andy Reid was for Kelsey to run in the middle to keep it safe. But Bieniemy said they practiced that Mahomes, because see, if he misses that pass by throwing it to the right angle to where only Kelsey can catch it, if they miss that, that's a wasted play. Now they got to try to take a chance for a long field goal, which don't win the overtime game. You got to give it back to Buffalo.
You're right.
They may score the touchdown.
You're right, but you're wrong. They ran that play that Andy Reid said to run. Travis said, look, I'm going to run the play, but I'm not going to run the same route. I'm going to cut off here. I'm going to give you more straight line. I'm going to take the seam. Seam's when you got two defenders here and you run down it. That's called a seam. He's going to run down the seam instead of going around like this.
He caught it on the right side. You remember, the ball was placed right when you got the sideline and only Kelsey can catch the ball.
Right.
Andy Reid called to play in the middle for him to catch it, so that way that they can at least be in the neutral zone in case they don't make the first for the field goal. Because that was a third down play.
What you're saying, though, they didn't change the play. The play required everybody to block a certain way. All the blocking schemes were the same. The route, Travis changed. Him and Pat Mahomes talked about it, and you can hear when he goes, Kels, do it, Kels, when he was calling out his cadence. He just changed his route. It was the same play. Andy Reid had a brilliant play. Them guys changed the route, and they do that a lot.
That's why I'm thinking that we say that Andy Reid calls the plays, but he's been calling the plays for over so many years. Until he gets Miami, he doesn't win a Super Bowl. I had to put it like that because he's been calling the same offensive plays. They had a nice tight end. Kelsey opens up. Kelsey runs the best routes for a tight end. He takes his man. But Andy Reid's been running the same plays. And so after all these years, you don't do it with Alex Smith. You run the same plays. But as soon as you bring in Bieniemy, there's a glue there. And now all of a sudden they win the Super Bowl. This is your fourth AFC championship played at home.
Right. And who's throwing the ball? Patrick Mahomes. He's been playing for 4 years. He's the one. All I'm saying is Eric Bieniemy, you put him with a lesser quarterback like Alex Smith, and Alex Smith did great in Kansas City. He won records. He did some good things, but he wasn't it. When Patrick Mahomes came, he made everybody better, including Eric Bieniemy. He made Andy Reid look great. Okay, that's the only thing functions in Kansas City. It's because Andy Reid has got his toy. He's got the arguably the best quarterback right now in the NFL. Eric Bieniemy goes to the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields, a second-year guy. Second-year guys will get you fired because he didn't learn the first playbook. Now he's got to digest his giant playbook. And if you ever see Kansas City's playbook, it's about that damn thick. It's huge. It's the biggest playbook in the NFL. Okay, that second-year quarterback is not going to digest it. 3 years goes down the drain. Eric Bieniemy has won nothing. We had this conversation.
Wait a minute, man. Thinking that Andy Reid gave up all those plays. Let me tell you, Andy Reid he's a coach where you got your offensive line, offensive schemes. He's going to say the last one of what should be done. He is not the offensive scheme genius. He comes on the third. Bill Belichick.
What does the offensive coordinator do for Kansas City? What does the offensive coordinator do for Kansas City?
I feel like it's the one who calls out the plays.
No, he really don't. I've seen it. I've seen it in Kansas City. I've seen it in St. Joe when they practice, because that's where their training camp is, St. Joe, Missouri. It's just not the same. Well, how do you think Andy Reid's been so successful when Doug Peterson leaves, when Matt Nagy left, and if Bieniemy leaves? the Chiefs are still going to be a threat. They're still going to go. It's because it's not.
Successful. He's been a playoff coach, rearing to playoffs, but they got rid of Marty Schottenheimer for getting them to the playoffs, but not getting them over the hump. Yeah. Now,
that was a different owner. That was
no. The Hunt family. The Hunt family still been owning the Chiefs.
No. We didn't get rid of him.
Martin Schottenheimer was there, and he get them to the playoffs, and they said, you can't get us over the hump.
Right.
That's what happened with Philadelphia with Andy Reid. He get them to the playoffs, but he couldn't get them over the hump. Now,
but when he left Philadelphia, it was a mutual deal because his son died. He had a son commit suicide. And being around there and trying to beat it.
He ain't leaving Kansas City while his other son just done hit somebody with his third DUI. I mean, I can't use by those excuses. I got to go by statistics. Yeah.
He washed his hands of that, too. He washed his hands with that, too. And he made the right call on that. If Andy Reid would have backed his son, he'd have been fired.
Look, man, in all the history of the Hunt Chiefs, there's no way that they've ever been. There's no team, I don't think, in the Super Bowl era that's had 4 AFC or NFC championships in their stadium, not 4 in a row. There's, I say that's a blessing right there. That don't have nothing to do with no Andy Reid. You don't get 4 AFC home championships.
Somebody check on it. I think Buffalo Bills came close because they went to 4 straight Super Bowls. And I think they played every AFC game because I remember the Chiefs played them AFC game at Buffalo Bills in the 90s, and they beat us then. Well, I have to think about that.
Yeah,
you might be right. They might only got 3.
See, I think, I'm going to just be honest with you. I always say this. I feel Mahomes, Kelsey, and Hill is them 3 right there. The defense, the secondary is a smoke. It's a smoke mirrors. They give it to this guy, the Honey Badger. I seen him burnt so many times this season, but they build up the hype like he's the shutdown man. He is not the shutdown man. That defense, that secondary is in that strong safety position going up there. They are, look.
They're terrible.
It's suspect to me.
Yeah, they are. You're right. Damon Tater Spray, one of our comedian buddies. Thanks for joining, brother. Glad to see you.
Hey, Damon, what's up with you?
He said, you're right. You are correct, Roy. But they did not host 4 straight. So what he's saying is the Buffalo Bills did not host 4 straight.
Yes, I understand.
They went to 4 Super Bowls, but they didn't. So thank you, Tater.
That's what I'm saying. The Chiefs is headed that way. I was saying before, I lie you not, before Tennessee played, I was teasing with my sister-in-law. And I said, I don't think y'all ready to. Well, Tennessee lost. I don't think Kansas City ready to host no AFC championship. And she was like, I don't know. I don't think so neither. I don't think it's gonna come here because I'm on my mind that Tennessee is gonna whoop all over Cincinnati.
Now, I called that game, and I told you it wasn't gonna happen because
now
Tennessee has crapped the bed, and every time they get in the playoffs,
I'm seeing something in Cincinnati. Them the real Honey Badgers. They sent up here. They don't mind taking sacks. They don't mind getting hit.
Let's give Pop a chance. Pop's.
I'm sorry.
What do you think about Eric? What do you think about Eric Bieniemy?
There's a big difference of being a coordinator and then having to hold the whole team together. And that's the thing you can't. It's really hard to. Unless you put him in the situation, he's ready to go out to be a coach, but how is he with feeling the whole team together? That's the big challenge to anybody moving out of a coordinator role into the big league, and I don't know how you train for that. To be perfectly honest with you, he's unbelievably qualified, but what do you use to determine he's ready to go that way? The difference between a coordinator is that you got to coordinate 4 coordinators and the home office. Whereas as a coordinator, you just got your one group, and you work with the office. What kind of budget do I have? But it's you've got one thing to do. You don't have 4 things to do. and that's why the coaching position is such a hard deal to get it right.
Hey, let me ask you this, Pops. Okay, so like if I was offensive coordinator, you was, and we working in the same building after 3 or 4 years, I'm knowing how you work in the defense and how the offensive coordinator, because sometimes if the head coach got to be say for he's suspended or he's sick or whatever, one offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator comes in to play that role, right?
Right.
And they have to practice that. What gets me is when they bring in a college coach to think that they're going to be able to run a same program with some people who's getting paid now. See, with college students, and I think that's where they mess up with the guy in Jacksonville. You know,
yes, they did.
You're trying to deal with grown men, and that's where I have the problem when you're bringing in a college coach. They went in the college format in their system. Then you want to bring them the head coach of an NFL team where now you got grown men who's getting paid. That's why I didn't like Bruce Aaron the other day when you sit up there and hit his player in the head like, what you doing? Hold up. It wasn't about no race. I'm a grown man. You don't hit me in the head and stuff. Tell me don't get a penalty.
He should have coach should have had a penalty. And he got fired.
You take an NBA, he should be able to run the team. But there's more to it than that. But
yes, sir.
To be honest with you, unless you come up to the system, you ain't gonna get anywhere.
Well, see, that's true. Listen, I hope Eric Bieniemy does get a job. I hope he gets a coaching job. What I don't want him to do is get to one of these teams who need a bunch of pieces. Okay, can he go? All right, let's name a couple here. Can he go to the Bears and be successful?
He might, because look at McVay. Who thought that the Rams making the transition from St. Louis would be relevant? Usually when a team transferred from another city, they not relevant. All of a sudden the Rams was relevant. They ain't even, 3 years strong from St. Louis? Yeah. And we got these young coaches named McVay and the guy for the 49ers. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think Eric Bieniemy, the Bears, what do you want me to write you down as? You think he'd be successful with Bears?
I think that we have to give him a chance.
3-year plan. I'm talking a 3-year plan.
In a 3-year plan, I still think that they would have the confidence because he's bringing that championship or from being in a championship area. He knows what it takes. I would give him like a 8 seasons.
8 seasons?
No, I'm talking about I would give him an 8 in the first season.
Oh, okay. 8. All right. Pops, what do you think? You think he'd be good at the Bears? Eric Bieniemy?
The Bears are such a bizarre.
Be a second year quarterback. They got a all-pro running back, Montgomery. He's good. The receivers are kind of questionable, but they really didn't feel like they were part of the offense. The line's decent. Well, not really decent defense. I'd say the defense is probably 20th, 25th in the league. You think Bieniemy going to be successful there?
They're just like anybody can be successful anywhere if things fall together. The question is, can he put all those integers together? That's the scary part. And see, how do you see that? I don't know how you understand what a guy can and can't do in his roles as coordinator. I just don't.
That's why it sucks to be a general manager, because if you don't make the right choice, you got 2. If you don't make two successful coaches, guess what you're going? You're packing 2. Yeah. Big Hank, what do you think, brother? Eric Bieniemy play with the Bears? Not play with the Bears. Coach the Bears and be good?
Yeah, I'm sure he can do good because the quarterback that got Justin Fields there, right? He's a youngster, second year in the league. He got some of the same kind of skills Mahomes got. So yeah, I think he can. I think all he got to do is keep building him up and give him some tools to work with, give him some receivers, and give him a old fly tailback. Man, he'll be all right. That's all he needs.
I
think with him being a running back at one time, he also knows what offensive line he wants and stuff, right?
That's the wild card. You're right. That is the X factor. That is exactly. Yes. I'm glad you brought it up. That is the X factor because he knows. A running back, he knows what he wants in the line. He's got to step up. He's got to step up more than most of these offensive coordinators because he's played the game. He knows that offense. He knows what the offense is going to do. He knows how to teach it, and he knows how to run it back. Obviously, and if you never followed him, he was a great running back. He was outstanding.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
he was good. Yeah. So probably the Bears.
What team did he play for, Redneck? What team did he play for?
I think if I remember right, was it Tampa Bay?
No, college team.
Buffalo, Colorado.
Colorado.
Right. What NFL team he played for, Hank?
Eric Bieniemy, man. Shit. New Orleans.
I thought he did a stint with us.
No, he did it. Was Raiders? No, I thought it was Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I remember him that old ass. What is that? Tan? Was it? It wasn't tan. It was some other weird color uniform they had. It was nasty.
Yeah, that orange and brown. That orange and brown or some shit.
Was it orange? Is that what they're?
I don't remember,
was
man.
Vikings?
Yeah, played with the Vikings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. There you go. So yeah, he might be. You're right. Jim Caldwell. He's tested time and true. I think that old quarterback who's what's his name? I just thought he's a young black quarterback who played, and now he's coaching. Not Rodney Pete. He's with the. It escapes me. Anyway, I think he's gonna get a job.
I think Leslie Frazier, the defensive coordinator.
Well, see, I thought about that, brother. He's already had one stint.
Yeah, but you what's his name? What's the dude you just said? What's his name? The guy you just said, the first guy you mentioned.
Oh, Jim Caldwell.
He had a chance. Didn't he coach the Lions before too?
Yeah, he did good with the Colts.
Yeah, but he had one too. So you can't knock the guy I said because he had one chance. Your dude had one chance. I'm gonna let Leslie Frazier get another chance too. He played. No. He coached defense, and he know what he's doing. He know what he's doing on that defensive side.
Yeah. I'm not saying not give him a chance, but I'm worried about his offensive prowess. You know how he's going to run an offense because if being a head coach, you got to run the offense, you got to run the defense because you got people doing that for you. You got to know what the hell they're doing, so you can. Make changes.
Too. That's true too. But if you can't score on me, then I ain't worried about no offense. If you can't score on me, I don't gotta have no good offense. Be 0-0. Every game be 0-0. Fuck it, let's do that.
Yeah. You know, Buffalo Bills had an outstanding defense. What happened to them? Took 13 seconds.
That's right. Yes,
you know, this is the one thing I just realized. I just looked it up. Bieniemy had an opportunity to become the head coach at Colorado, but he turned it down back in 2010. He was he turned down, but he turned down the job as the head coach.
Yeah, he turned down another offer this year. I don't remember what
was that a college though, Pop?
Yeah, that was college.
Yes. Yeah. He turned down another one this year. He said, "I'm not going." So either A, he's prepping himself to take over the Chiefs for Andy Reid, or he knows he can step out and go to the NFL team. And listen, I'll support him. Wherever he goes, I will be a fan of him.
Oh, you think he's milking up his resume? I mean, you in a good thing. Ride the waves till the way, you know what they say, ride till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a comfortable position.
How much longer is Andy Reid gonna play? He's 69.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. Yeah. You know,
Andy Reid got worried about his health. He's the one who's having the high blood pressure, still want to eat ribs and all that.
Chocolate cake. But
all that everything. He better start watching his carbohydrates.
You think he cares all that money he's got? He don't give a
yeah, but see, they can't help him on the side. If Mahomes' heart was beating at 170 miles per hour when the kicker was going off, is that what you said, Pops? his heart.
You got to get
Mahomes' heart was beating at
171 beats a minute. That's unbelievable.
You can see that man's heart in his chest.
The ball.
This nigga.
And as soon as he steps over that line on the field, it slows down to 88.
Yeah, I'm just saying this, and that's a young man. That's Mahomes. He's what, 24. We talking about Andy Reid. You just said he's 69, and he's still eating ribs and coleslaw and all that. Like he don't have
chocolate cake.
Coleslaw. Nigga said coleslaw.
They said, Andy, how do you feel about the playoffs? He, man, we get the playoffs again. He goes, man, it's like chocolate cake. It's just like chocolate cake. Only a fat man will give an answer like chocolate cake.
You see what I'm saying? He got food on his mind.
Cookies. I just said cookies. That's me. All right, guys, if you're tuning in just now, we're on W Entertainment Network. Roy Anthony's on here with us. He's giving his football commentary. We're doing a football roundtable. We got the first time ever to the network, Pops. He's part of VRS. You catch him every Sunday on Sports Church. First time co-host Big Hank. He's on here. He's on the Roy Anthony Show. You catch him on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're all talking a little football. Got to because Roy ain't very bright. So Big Hank had to come on here and save him. Thank you. He shows up a Raider. He shows up a Raider gear on. You know he ain't very bright. You know.
Hold on, man. Come on now.
I try to tell people I'm not a bandwagoner. You know.
I know you. You are. You're not. You're dedicated, dude.
And I feel that me and Big Hank, he's a Raider fan, that we don't have to be biased about the playoffs because I'm gonna be honest with you. The best playoff game I ever seen in my life will always be now the Chiefs playing against the Buffalo until something ever betters that off. I've never seen a game like that before in my life.
Unbelievable.
That was very good.
I seen where somebody's trying to march down to tie the score or try to win it, but nothing where it was, look, the receiver shook the cornerback for the Chiefs so hard that he fell on the ground. He didn't get touched. Yeah. He didn't get nothing. And when I seen Josh throw the ball like that, I'm like, where he throwing to like that hard in the middle of the field, right? Not with Honey Badger and all them cats. They all
Honey Badger was out. Honey Badger wasn't playing. The Honey Badger wasn't playing that game.
Well, I'm just saying this. I'm looking at him as the lead role of that on the secondary, right? But when I seen the 13 seconds and then Mahomes throw 2 slants, I'm like, this is the best NFL football team I've ever seen in my life, right? Now.
All right, here we go. We're going to move on here. All right, guys, we're getting close to the show here. We want to kind of start winding down here. Let's get back on track. Let's go Rams versus the 49ers. Here's the line in case y'all didn't see it earlier. Rams versus 49ers versus Rams. Spread is Rams minus 3.5 over the 49ers. And the over-under is 45.5. One at a time. Pops, you go first. Where are you at on this game?
Well, let's see. The Rams have not beat the 49ers in their last, I don't know how many outings.
8 games.
All right. And yet they got to give up 3.5 points. Again, I like the Rams. I don't understand the point spread at all. But the 45 points is definitely doable, which means it'll go under. So, I go with the Rams and the over.
You're going over, okay?
Yeah.
All right, Big Hank, we're gonna keep your stats too since you're here, brother. Go ahead and you sit there. Give me what you think.
Well, I've always been a Rams fan my whole life, except when they moved to St. Louis, they came back to LA. I'm always be a Rams fan, so I'm taking the Rams over the 49ers, and it's over 45 points. The Rams gonna have 45 points, they damn self. And so that's it. I got the Rams and over.
All right, Roy. What do you think?
One thing you said something, Big Hank. The Rams did leave to St. Louis. The 49ers has never left that California shore from the times of Joe Montana. And I feel like Garoppolo, already knowing that he was going to might be his last season in 49ers, I think that if he could take him to a Super Bowl, that just puts, so much creed into him. I'm going to have to take the 49ers. And I think that it's going to be a gunslinging show. So I'm going to take 49ers over.
Mm-hmm.
I got 49ers with the game, and I got them. The scores is going to be over the 45.5. I think that's going to be the score at halftime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because if I'm not mistaken, that's what they had almost on their previous game for the 49ers to get into the playoffs. I think that was about their score.
Yeah, it was. It was. Okay. I've went back and forth on this particular game here because there's a lot of factors. The 49ers have beat these guys 8 straight games. They're 8-0 in the last 8 games against the Rams. The Rams scare me with this quarterback because he's been known to crap the bed. Okay, he before this season he had 0 playoff wins. Okay, he's looked shaky at times. The 49ers, however, are like a one-dimensional team. You take away Deebo Samuels, and they can't do nothing.
That's right.
Without him, because if you rely on Garoppolo, Christopher Reeves lookalike, you're in trouble. Okay. That being said, you don't want to count them out either. Okay, they're a very dangerous team. But I'm gonna follow suit with Big Hank and Pops. I'm gonna take the Rams. And that score, yeah, I think St. Louis is just gonna come out and just beat him in the head, neck, and chest.
See, right there, he done put a curse on. He called him St. Louis. It's Los Angeles. They're not in St. Louis.
Not my bad. I'm used to being south of me. They're gonna come out and beat him in the head, neck, and chest areas because they're tired of him. They feel disrespected. So I think it's gonna be over. I think they're probably going to score 55 points. I think it's actually.
Let me tell you something. For one, to me, emotional uplift. The Rams is looking. That's why they brought in Odell Beckham. I think that Odell Beckham is going to get is kind of like this is a bigger spotlight than what he thought he was going to get from Cleveland. He was in New York, the top market, and he couldn't take the spotlight, so they send him to Cleveland. Now you're back a bigger spotlight, and I think that he's focused on. He just shows. I think that y'all got Sam Darnold and Von Miller.
Aaron Donald, not no damn Sam Darnold.
Yeah, Aaron Donald. I think that they get penalty.
Sam Darnold can't throw you the football.
Yeah, I think that. No, I'm just saying this. I think that the 2 defensive men get penalties because they overacting. That's what happened before. I think that y'all forgetting about 49ers receivers, where they told Garoppolo just throw it up there, because they got some receivers as big as Big Hank. Yeah. And they real big, and they catch that ball and they run.
What's their name?
I don't know. 49ers because I watched their last game when they played against Dallas. Nobody could tackle them receivers. And when they played against Packers, I seen them. Nobody could do nothing. They was playing in against Green Bay while it was a blizzard, and they were still. I think that they win. I think they take the game, and I think it's going to be over.
Oh,
who'd you take? You say 49ers?
49.
Is that who you're taking?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think you hit your head, but I'll write it down. Okay. A while ago, I was trying to figure the quarterback I was talking about. I was talking that black quarterback was Byron Leftwich.
Oh, Leftwich.
I think he's
the offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay now.
Yeah, and Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles is also a coordinator for Tampa Bay. I think he's going to get a job. And matter of fact, I'll have to check it. Raiders was interviewing him earlier, and they were talking about they wasn't going to let him leave the building. So he might be the next coach of the Raiders. I don't know. Nothing's in writing about that yet, guys. Those were the 2 I was trying to think. Big Hank a while ago, I was telling you that guy played. It was Byron Leftwich. Yeah. That's what I was trying to think.
Okay. Byron Leftwich, he never got to play in the NFL, but he became the offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Byron Leftwich he's a good dude. Good dude. I trust him any team. All right, there's a bracket. So you guys right now we're kind of split on the Rams. Pops and I and Big Hank are taking the Rams. J-Dub, what did he have a while ago? J-Dub had the Rams. also, and he took the under. All right, he got the Rams under. Roy took the 49ers, and he took the over. Okay, so now let's move here to KC. All right, Kansas City is favored by 7 points versus the Bengals, and this is according to Caesar Sportsbook. The over/under is 54.5, so 54.5 as of 9 hours ago. That was the line at Kansas City. All right, Big Hank, you're first this time. What do you think?
Man, I'm taking Kansas City. What's the quarterback name for Cincinnati?
Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times last week, man. And if you can't get out of the way, sometime you got to be able to go left or move out the way. If he don't get sacked 9 times, man, shit. I'm taking Kansas City. I'm taking Kansas City gonna have 54 points, they damn self. So I'm taking the over.
All right, Roy.
Man, even though it hurts for me to say this, I had to take the Chiefs because of experiencing that the Bengals. That's because the Bengals has not just. I mean, they haven't been in the playoffs in 30-something years, so they plan on house money anyway. But so I think that, it's going to be under. I think that where people thinking this is going to be a high game now. Big Hank, I have to say this: Joe Burrows don't mind taking that hit sometimes because he's looking for something. He laughs at those sacks. He wasn't, like I was saying, he wasn't them prying him to the ground and he kind of falls down with them sacks. He don't mind because he's about to make up them yardage in something he sees.
And he's not going to throw an interception. That's the thing where he gets sacked on. He's not going to throw that interception.
Exactly. And the thing is, I like about what you said, Pops, and said, I think that their offensive line is kind of they play what's the word, like a camouflage. They make it seem like you coming in there, but next you know they got the biggest holes for the running backs. Yeah. So I think it's under, and if it stays under, the Bengals have a chance.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs come out shooting, there it is.
All right.
Yeah, if the Kansas City scores 30 points in 2 minutes, we all in trouble.
Yeah.
13 seconds, they're in trouble. All right, Pops, I saved you for the second to last because this is your team. Talk about it.
I got to go for the Bengals. I wish you would give me 8 points, not just 7, but I'll take the 7. and boy, this is hard because that's a lot of points. That's 27 apiece. I don't see them. I can see either team getting 27, but I don't see both. So I'm going to go under.
Okay.
Right. I was going to ask you, Pops, because I was just to say your shirt. I'm like, he got on Bengal colors.
Well, I am in Louisville. I was born and raised in Cincinnati. Actually worked for the brewery that sponsored the Bengals.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. And so, cool. There's a lot of history back there, but I got out because you got to understand, I lived in Cincinnati, then moved to Indianapolis, then moved from Indianapolis to Milwaukee, spent 17 years in Milwaukee, then down to St. Louis for a couple of years, then up to Chicago for a couple of years, back to Cincinnati, and now I'm down in Louisville. So I guess if there's going to be a home team, it's going to be Cincy.
All right. Okay. Obviously, we know where I'm going. I'm taking Kansas City. And
no, really?
Yeah,
I know you're shocked. I know we're all shocked by that. And
I'm going over and under.
I'm taking over, and not only over. I'm thinking this game's not going to be like Big Hank. I think this game's just going to get completely out of hand. I think it's going to be 42 to 30 something. I think it's going to be 70 points scored in this game, and I'm basing that on this. Chiefs scored. They dropped 40 on Pittsburgh. They dropped 40 on the best defense in the NFL. They're going to do it. They're going to drop 40 again. Their defense is suspect, though. I think they're going to give up 30.
Well, they didn't get no 40 in the last game. They just barely. They wasn't in the 40s this
46, 42.
You got 42
points.
42 to 36.
Yep, 42 points.
With the overtime play. right?
Yeah, but that still counts.
Yeah, this still counts.
So they dropped 40, and they dropped 40. So I think it's going to be 70 freaking points. But I'm taking Kansas
I don't
City,
think that they're going to be on like that because you remember, the thing I'm concerned with is that Mahomes throwing interceptions. He threw more interceptions this season than he has in his career.
Yeah, but he's cleaning it up. He ain't threw it in a while. So we'll see.
Right.
Okay, so we're set. We got everybody but Pops took KC, and everybody but Roy took the Rams.
Right.
Here we go. All right. It's gonna be on, gentlemen. It's gonna be on. We're gonna have a great outstanding.
Hey, you know what?
game.
Can you change mine? No, I had to change mine. I'm sitting here debating. I can't go with Kansas City. I'm sorry. I was sitting up here. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I'm thinking about what Pop said. I'm thinking, and I can't do it. I had to go with Cincinnati. I'm gonna still keep it. I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. I'm gonna go with the under. I'm officially making a change.
You're leaving the under. Okay.
I couldn't do it. I've always kept my word, and I've never went with the Chiefs about no games, and I can't do it now.
So you want to lose it? Okay.
I won a lot in the Super Bowl and stuff, because I knew that Tom Brady had a personal grudge against Belichick. But you can make it official. I think I'm going to go with Cincinnati. Give me the 7 under, and I think they're going to be under 54.
All right, so you got a Cincinnati in there. Okay. That's set, guys, right there. Wrote down. Oh, and J-Dub took the Rams. He took the Chiefs and under. Where the hell is he at? Yeah, right here he is. Yeah, he took the Chiefs and under. Okay, so we're all got unders and overs. Interesting all of our takes. Over the over, the under, and everything like that. So here we go, guys. It's set. AFC Championship games. The Chiefs play first. They're going to be Sunday at 2 p.m. All these times are central because that's where W is based out of. So Sunday at 2 o'clock. And then the Rams and the 49ers will play at 5:30 Central Time. It's set. There we go. We're going to wind up the show here. So if you would, please, Hank, since you come in last, tell us about what you got going on and tell everybody bye.
Hey, man, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Very clear.
All right, because my face is stuck on the thing, man. Everybody's stuck on my thing. Roy and I, man, we got a new production company coming out. You can catch me on the Roy Anthony Show every Tuesday and Thursday. I also do a oldie and goodie show on Sunday nights with the G. Lou Show, oldie but goodie show, OG Sundays. And I'm Hank Norman, man, professional comedian. And we're gonna get started again, man. Just came from Memphis with Roy Anthony, man. We had a ball, and we're gonna do it again, man. Thank you guys for having me on the show. Appreciate you guys, man. Go Rams.
Yeah, brother. And listen, I appreciate you popping on with us, man. Adding your insight and everything. But listen, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Hank.
Yes, sir.
Do you know what you call a reverse? Or have you ever heard of a reverse exorcism? You know what that is?
A reverse what?
A reverse exorcism.
A reverse exorcism?
Like it's going on in the background.
Right. A reverse exorcism. No, yeah. I don't know what that is. What is a reverse exorcism?
It's where the devil tells the priest to stay out of the boys.
You stay out of the boys. Okay, that's what's up.
The way it's lights and everything going on in the background.
Hey, brother, thank you for coming on. You're welcome on W Radio Show on Tuesday nights. Anytime you want to come on, just hit me up, and we have good conversations on there. We tell jokes, and you're welcome anytime, brother. Thanks for coming on, brother. You have a good night.
Appreciate you. Thanks a lot. I'll catch you on the next one, Pops.
Hey, this is great. Nice talking with you guys.
All right.
Okay, take it easy, bro.
All right, man. That's Big Hank, dude. Big Hank's a good dude, man. I like Big Hank coming on here. He's welcome anytime. Let me go over here.
Big Hank still holds the records for USC. Henry Norman. people look it up and stuff, and he holds the USC record for more touchdowns, most receptions than any receiver.
Yeah, boy is a baller, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I want to thank Crystal Marie. Crystal, thank you for joining us. Jamie King, thank you. Brother, I don't know who you are. I can't even say your name. It's too many vowels, but I see you guys just come in on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. I see we got a Twitch, some people on Twitch. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate that as well. Damon Tater Spray, brother, thank you for coming in and joining us. Talked a little football tonight, covered a lot of things. Laid down the gauntlet. So, Roy, brother, man, hey, what can I say? You're the ambassador of WO Entertainment. You got to tonight. You got to meet some people from BB Nation, which you are new J-Dub, and you also got to meet some guys from VRS. You got to meet Pops, catch him on Sports Church. Thank you for coming on with me, man. You and I planned this deal out. Actually, you and I actually planned something a couple days ahead of time, man. This is awesome, man. This is great. Pops, brother, you know how I feel about you. You know I love your son, man. He's a great dude. What a respectable, honorable guy at Warrior Fest. He really showed that he had some good upbringing. Man, thank you very much for loaning us your son. Tell us about what you got going on and tell everybody bye.
I just, believe it or not, we're going to do Sports Sunday on Saturday. Why not? So all the games are going to be on Sunday, and you don't want to compete against the games. These are going to be awesome games. I don't have to answer, but
yes, they are.
Let me ask you a question. What's the difference between a peeping Tom and a mountain goat?
Oh man, I don't know.
A mountain goat mucks around the fountain. All right. I'll let the comedy to you guys. But anyway, thanks for inviting me on. It was fun. Great conversations.
For sure. Hey,
we didn't settle where in the hell Dak Prescott going to go next year?
Oh, before we go, we got a little bit of time before we go. I think he's staying.
Yeah.
I think he is. I mean, where's he
just
going to go?
gave him that extension. They got to at least get 2 years out of that extension.
Well, but they ain't wanting to get rid of him. He's wanting to go. I think they talked to him a little bit. I think he stays. But where would he go?
That's what I'm saying. Why would anybody take a cut on him with all this stuff hanging over him? You know, you're going to spend a couple $1 million on this guy and all of him go to prison? I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I know where he goes. He comes to the Raiders. We didn't take a Dak Prescott.
You know who I think the Raiders are going to get? All jokes aside, I think they're going to go after Deshaun Watson.
That might be. I don't know.
He's fixing to go to jail anyways. He's fixing to go to jail anyways. So he fit right in.
Oh, there you go. That's a cold piece. That's a dig. See how you do.
No, I love you.
Hey, I'm gonna ask a question before I leave out of here. What's the difference between a Catholic and a Baptist?
A what now?
A Catholic and a Baptist.
Oh, I don't know. What?
A Catholic can speak to you at the liquor store.
That's awesome. Pops, like I said, brother, thank you for coming on there. We'll catch you on Sports Church. You're a hell of a commentator, and we'll see you, Roy. We'll see you later too. Hey, Kansas City, the Bengals. I think that's going to be the best
awesome contest at 2:00 Central Time on Sunday.
You think between the two games, you think that's going to be the high game right there? You think that's going to be the best game to watch?
Yeah, I really think it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens because there are so many variables in that matchup that it could be a complete blowout or it could be just another 16 to 14 game.
Yeah, very well could be. I think the Rams and the 49ers, if they both don't score high, this could be bad for 49ers. 49ers could come out and just lay an egg and score 10, 12 points, and the Rams can just be Rams can have a track meet. You know, you don't know. And we both could be wrong. Hell, it could be 49ers and it could be Cincinnati in the Super Bowl. You know?
Yeah, that's scary, but it could be. I mean,
You know, I mean, well, we can't say it's not. I mean, there you go. We're working the bracket down right there. So I mean, that's the bracket right there for it, guys. Pops, man, I love you. What a great conversation we had. What a good show. I really appreciate you coming on here and laying it down. You have a good time, and like I said, if you guys need me in the morning, 8. What'd you say? 8 o'clock? 9?
Well, it's 9 o'clock your time.
9 o'clock. Okay, I should be about it. I might be in my robe. I might look like a fat Hugh Hefner.
Unreal.
Unreal. But brother, I appreciate you coming in. Thank you very much. And you guys, that's Pops. He's a VRS Sports Church. Catch him on Sundays. Later, bud.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Yep. Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to close out the show. Again, man, thank you all for joining and coming in and spending your time with us. I see quite a few people on here. Man, hey, we appreciate it. These are not – I wouldn't go to Vegas with anything none of us said. Okay, we're just guys that's played the game, love the game. Don't take any of it with a grain of salt. However, you know where we're at. We told you what we thought. We gave you the stats, over-unders. You make a decision for yourself. If you're going to bet responsibly. Love the neighbor. I'm Redneck Pimp. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm backing out of here. I got to go. Good luck. Enjoy your football on Sunday and drink responsibly. Redneck Pimp.